Did you discover your love of acting and then get sort of pushed down another path?
Definitely, there were no artists in my family, so there wasn't like somebody to point to be like, that's a way you could live in the world being a creative person. My mom had worked in investment banking, so I think I kind of went down that road, and I studied economics in school, and I liked economics in that like I liked math. I didn't understand that its real world application, banking, was something very different, you know? So then when I went to go work at a bank, I was like,
not just a bank, but sort of the pinnacle bank of evil controlling and efficient wealth building. Yes, Goldman Sachs, right?
Yeah, and I think I found myself there, and I was like, oh, this is so different from how I imagined it when I was in college, you know, late at night in the library, like struggling with some proof and being like, okay, I'm gonna get my brain to figure this out. That part of it I loved, but then when I was at a bank and they're just like, here's your cubicle, here's your computer, your job is to like stay awake as many hours as you can and be accurate, you know, to the third decimal place, go. I couldn't understand what was happening in that space, and I couldn't understand why all these, you know, bright, excited young people were finding themselves here. I think I had a moment there where I was just like, I'm gonna die, and is this what I wanna do, like day to day?
Goldman Sachs was your NDE.
Oh my God. Yes. I think I was just thinking to myself, my therapist would love that. Like, yeah.
It was your near-death experience.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, the person who made the OA and a person on the fast track at Goldman Sachs, like, you almost can't make two people further apart. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I'm fascinated by that. And to be on that path, there must have been some internal rumblings that were pretty seismic for you to step off it, because I'm sure there was expectations. There was, again, pleasing the parents. Yeah. Mom did this. Right. So tell me about being there and trying to recognize what was going on inside you enough to take that risk.
Oh my God, that's such a good. I remember a moment of, I had been there for a period. I was a new analyst, but I happened to be staffed on 2 companies where they're having IPOs at the same time. So the volume of work was crazy. And I got sick, and there was really no time for that, you know, so you had to just be there anyway. And then I was also just sad, you know, like I would go home from work and sometimes just cry. And it wasn't just like a few tears, it was the kind of existential crying of like, it was heartbreak. I was heartbroken that, you brought this up earlier, the idea of like, when does a kid lose their imagination? When do they let go of that wild, unbridled thing and become the broken-in horse? That was the moment for me. I remember seeing a doctor, telling the doctor that I was having these like waves of sadness, and he was just like, you're depressed, here's a prescription for Paxil. I remember filling the prescription, and it was sitting on my nightstand, and I would come home and be so sad, and I would look at that bottle, and I would think, something is wrong here. If like, I'm being told, like I'm doing something that's making me not feel good, and I'm being told that the answer is to just like pop one of these pills.
To make the thing
palatable. Palatable. To just go do the job. And I have so much empathy for
like
that.
Fix the internal chemistries.
To go do the job.
Right, rather than...
To numb yourself, basically.
Yes.
And the doctor's answer, the system's answer was, well, there are ways to medicate this so that you don't feel your body's gut reaction. You just go with what your mind is saying, which is like, if I do this job, I know exactly how much money I'll be making in 2 years, how much money I'll make in 5 years, probably how much I'll make in 10.
Who I'll date, who I'll marry, where I'll live.
100%. What are the zip codes? What are the things that I'll have? You know, and
the private school I'll go to.
100%. And
the college I'll bribe.
And I don't even mean any of that in a disparaging way. Like, I really understand there's such great comfort that comes in being able to feel like there's some safety and security in your future, and I don't judge it at all, but for me, in my body, I was like reaching a place of of dysfunction, and I couldn't bring myself to take the medication. And that was the moment that I was just like, I have to find a different thing. And I had been making short films in college, and two of my best friends from school, Mike Cahill, we made Another Earth together, and Zalbat Manglic, we co-created the OA and made Sound of My Voice together back in the day. They were coming up to New York for a 48-hour film festival. And they were like, we're gonna make this film, you get a topic, you get 48 hours to do it, like, be involved. And I was thinking in my rational mind—
While you're at Goldman.
While I'm at Goldman. I was thinking in my rational mind, I'm on 2 projects that have IPOs, I should really spend all day Saturday and Sunday at the office. But then here are my friends, and they wanna do this fun thing. And so I took the leap, and we did it. And we got a topic, we didn't sleep for 48 hours, we just made this film over the weekend. It was a total piece of shit, but I had so much fun. And I was like, okay, I can work my butt off doing something that I love, and it's dangerous, and I may never make any money, and I may be broke all the time, but I'll be happy, I'll be delighted, or I can do this thing that doesn't feel right in my body, where I know there are predictable, safe outcomes. And to me, suddenly then it actually wasn't a choice anymore. It just seemed so obvious, like, I have to go this other way.
Right.
So it's like suddenly you get rid of the safety net, and you're just like, I accept that my life is gonna be on a high wire, and I'm gonna put one foot in front of the other every day, and it's gonna be dangerous, and there's the fear of falling, but I'm gonna just keep going on this thing with no net, believing that it will make a more interesting life, like lived life, and that will be better than the version where you're on the ground in the net.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And if you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.